Hey everyone, it's technology expert Burton Kelso here with another tech tip to help you get the most out of the technology in your life. Today we're talking about ransomware and backups. That's right. Hopefully you are using one of these or you're using a cloud-based backup service like Carbonite to back up your information. The challenge with backups is that they're not foolproof, especially against ransomware. Ransomware attacks are probably some of the most deadly attacks out there, and not only can they ruin the files on your desktop computer, your smart device like your smartphone, but also they can go to the cloud and to your external drives and damage the information on those backup devices. So it is good that you've got me here to show you how you can keep yourself safe as far as your backups are concerned and with ransomware. Now, for those of you that don't know what ransomware is a form of malicious virus or software that gets onto your computer or your smart device and encrypts or locks out you from your files. Basically, it renders your files useless. The bad thing about ransomware is that it puts a key on your encrypted files and it throws up a note saying that you can get the key to unlock your files if you pay a ransom. And ransom normally comes in the form of your credit card or it comes in the form of you paying Bitcoins. Now, the number one rule about ransomware is almost like the number one rule for Fight Club. Obviously, there is ransomware. There's no Fight Club, but really, the number one rule when it comes to ransomware is to never pay the ransom. Once you do, you open yourself up and your business up to more ransomware attacks. So you need to protect yourself and make sure that you're doing stuff to ensure that if either you or your employees download ransomware onto your smart devices or your computers, that you've got a reliable backup that you can use if you are attacked by ransomware. Now, one of the other rules when it comes to ransomware is the whole rule about cyber crime, and that is 99% of cybercrime requires user interaction. So when you read reports about small businesses, solo businesses, or even large businesses suffering ransomware attacks, I'll guarantee you that it boils down to someone who clicked on something that they weren't supposed to, and it affected and infected the company network. The scary thing about ransomware, again, is not only will it attack your personal devices, but it can go across entire networks and it can even access your cloud storage and your cloud backup services. So it's important that you make sure that you're protecting your backups from ransomware, because ransomware is designed to attack those backup files. So first, we're going to start off with your external devices so that you understand how those work with your computers. And then we can go on to your cloud services, which I think work a lot better. Let's switch screens here and we'll take a look at desktop stuff. So we've got our famous Mac Mini. And so using the Western Digital hard drive, and if this works and I don't unplug this Mac, I'm going to show you how you can back up your Mac. So one of the probably best programs to use to back up your Mac is a program called Time Machine. Time Machine allows you to plug any external device in and it will automatically back up using Time Machine. Now, if our backup works the way it's supposed to, Time Machine should pop up. If it doesn't, let me show you where you can go to activate Time Machine. You can either activate it on your Mac by going to Time Machine in the upper right hand corner, or you can go to the Apple menu, go to System Preferences, and you should see a option for Time Machine here under System Preferences. Now, under most circumstances, Time Machine will automatically pop up like it did here. Wants to know if I want to use this passport 1 terabyte to back up as Time Machine. I can tell it to encrypt it so that no one can read it, but also too I can tell it to use as a backup disk. And once you do that, Time Machine will automatically start backing up your files to that external hard drive. And the good thing about Time Machine is that it will make multiple backups of your file, and it's just a continual process that backs up your files on a regular basis. Your external hard drive gets full with Time Machine. Time Machine will back up or remove those old backups, and it will continue to back up until the drive itself dies. So if you haven't used Time Machine on your Mac, now is the time to do it, to make sure that your files are safe and secure. I'm going to unplug the external hard drive. It's going to disappear, and now we are going to switch screens and utilize a Windows computer. So of course I'm going to show my smiley face to make that transition smooth, and now we can go to our Windows desktop. Voila! How did that happen? It's magic. So anyway, in Windows, 2 ways you can do it. You can utilize what's called file history. And if you type in file history, it will bring up the Windows backup. And restore your files with file history, or click on backup settings. Now, file history works the same way as Time Machine, where it will automatically back up your files. The challenge with that is that file history only keeps 1 copy of your backed up files. So the problem is that with file history, you only get 1 backup. Now, it'll do good in a pinch on a Windows computer, but in all actuality, if you're using a Windows computer, you probably want to utilize the software provided either by Western Digital or Seagate, and I will show you those 2 websites here. Give me a second to type that information in, and then we can go to Seagate.com if I can get back to where I was going. There we go. So there's Seagate, and there's Western Digital. Both sites that manufacture external hard drives, but if you go a little bit further as far as support on, say, Western Digital, or on Seagate, you can actually find their backup software, which will allow you to back up multiple copies. Now, keep in mind that on a Windows computer, this is what you want to do. If you have a Mac, just use Time Machine. It works perfectly. Now, for my personal preference when it comes to backing up your files, because again, if you are backing up with an external hard drive, your files can become susceptible to ransomware. And it all depends on how you're backing up your stuff, because even if you have multiple backups on an external hard drive, you could have problems. So now, let's introduce you to the cloud. My favorite cloud-based software is Carbonite. Carbonite allows you to back up your files to the cloud, and it does unlimited backup of data. So about $85 a year, you get unlimited backup of your files with Carbonite, and it's automatic. And the way it works with ransomware is that if you're using a cloud backup service such as Carbonite, if your computer, Windows or Mac, gets hit with ransomware, it will back up those ransomware files to Carbonite or another company called Backblaze. What protects you when you use software like Carbonite is that Carbonite keeps multiple copies of your backup files, meaning that if one set of backup files is ruined by ransomware, then you can restore from another backup and be perfectly safe. Now, I know some of you out there are thinking, well, I'm using cloud-based services such as Dropbox and OneDrive and Google Drive. Now, it's true that OneDrive offers a backup service. Same thing with Google Drive. They have Google Backup and Sync. The thing that they don't have is redundancy. So if your computer or device gets hit with a massive ransomware attack, you won't have redundancy. So it's always good, if you can, to use a backup service like, say, Carbonite, to utilize a cloud backup of your files that will allow multiple backups. Now, what about your smart devices? I know, right? Well, unfortunately, you're tied to what they offer you. So if you have an iPhone like I do, iCloud would be the cloud backup service that you would want to use. Ransomware attacks are rare on smartphones and tablets, so as long as you're backing up, you're good. Same thing with you Android users out there, and trust me, I don't have any problems with Android users. Make sure that you install Google's backup service to ensure that your information is backed up. So again, ransomware is pretty vicious, that it will attack your external hard drive and your cloud-based services when it comes to backup. But the key thing is make sure that regardless if you're using, I keep holding it up, an external hard drive, or if you're using a cloud-based service, make sure you have redundant backups to ensure if your backup gets hit with ransomware, you've got 2 or more backups to refer to. Now, the best approach that we recommend, that I recommend and that we recommend at Integral, is a 2-pronged approach. So make sure that you're using an on-site backup and one cloud backup to make sure that you can always get access to your files quickly. So with that said, if you have comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. Would love to hear from you to answer more questions about protecting your backups from ransomware or any other tech tips you may have. And if you love these tech tips, be sure to subscribe to either myself, Burton Kelso, the technology expert, or to my company Integral on social media, YouTube, and all of the platforms out there. As we always like to say, we love technology, we've read all the manuals, and we want to make technology exciting and fun and easy to use for everyone. So, take care of yourself and do many things to make you smile, and thanks for watching.